Did you know that over 30 Amish cooking secrets are kept secret in grocery stores? If you know these secrets, you could cut your food bill in half. They might want to take down this video if they knew you were watching it. Let's talk about why. Hey everyone, I've been researching food trends, kitchen hacks, and cheap answers for more than 10 years. However, what I learned about the Amish blew my mind completely. They don't just live off the grid or avoid technology. They also cook and store food in ways that have been used for a long time and work well. This makes their meals cheaper, last longer, and, honestly, they taste better than store-bought foods. Today, I'm going to tell you 30 of these powerful Amish cooking secrets. Many of them are ones that grocery shops would rather not go viral. If you've seen prices going up or your pantry running out of food faster than ever, write yes if your grocery bill has been hurting lately. Find out what the big food companies don't want you to know. Number 1. Keep brown sugar soft with just a slice of bread. Have you ever opened a brown sugar bag and found it rock hard? You were going to bake cookies, but now you're cutting sugar like it's cement. The Amish know how to fix it, and it's so easy that it seems like magic. There's no need for any special storage, tools, or microwaves. Everything you need, it's a piece of real sandwich bread. Yes, just one slice. Put the brown sugar and bread in the bag or container. Put a lid on it and leave it overnight. The sugar will be soft and easy to scoop again in the morning. How does it really work? A little bit of water is released by the bread, not enough to make things mushy, but just enough to gently bring the sugar back to room temperature. Don't worry, if you change the bread every few days, it won't mold or go bad. There is no mess or strange smell, just soft sugar that is always ready to use. This trick has been passed down through the Amish family for many years. It works, doesn't cost much, and keeps you from throwing away food or money. Number 2. Store onions in pantyhose. Every kitchen has onions, but how do you keep them fresh? That's the tough part. They will grow if you leave them on the counter. If you put them in a drawer, they will go bad. But what about the Amish? They learned this a long time ago by using old stockings, which most people throw away. How to do it? Get a new set of nylon hose. Put one onion into the toe and then tie a knot on top of it. Tie another knot and add another onion. Do it again and again until it's full. Put this onion chain somewhere cool and dry, like a closet, pantry, or basement. The onions aren't touching each other, so mold or rot are less likely to happen. The cloth lets air flow through it, which keeps moisture away better than plastic or bins. When do you need one? You can use a raw onion right away by cutting it below the knot. There was no digging, no surprise slime, and no trash. This trick really saves room and keeps food fresh for months. Number 3. Preserve herbs with salt. No fridge needed. When flowers are fresh, they're great, but when they wilt, they go in the trash. Not in Amish kitchens. They've been storing greens for months with just salt and no freezer or fancy tools. This is how it's done. Clean and dry all of your flowers. Start by putting coarse salt in a glass jar. Then add the leaves on top of the salt. Put more salt on top of them and then close the jar. That's it. Like a food-safe sponge, the salt naturally pulls out water, which stops mold and keeps the taste in. After a few weeks or even months, you can take out a sprig, brush off the salt, and add it to soups, stews, or any other dish you're making. No need to rinse. Plus, the taste is stronger and deeper than dried herbs you buy in stores. It's great for gardeners, home cooks, and anyone else who is sick of putting away greens that have gone limp. Number 4. Vinegar plus water equals powerful natural produce cleaner. A lot of people just rinse their fruits and vegetables and go about their day. You don't know what those apples or veggies were touched with before they got to your cart, though. The Amish don't want to take chances, so they use vinegar and water to clean their food. In a bowl or spray bottle, mix 1 part white vinegar with 3 parts water. For a few minutes, soak or spray your food, then rinse and dry it. That's it. This mixture is much better than water alone at getting rid of wax, dirt, pesticides, and up to 98% of germs. It's cheap, safe, and doesn't contain any chemicals. Also, the vegetables and fruits will last longer and taste better. Number 5. Ditch plastic wrap for beeswax wraps. Let's be honest, plastic wrap never sticks right and makes a mess. The Amish gave up on it a long time ago and switched to beeswax wraps instead, which are better. Beeswax, glue, and oils are used to cover cotton to make them. It's clean, reusable, and naturally germ-killing. You can bend the wrap over bowls or food and warm it up with your hands. It will keep the food fresh without getting soggy like plastic does. You won't lose lids or plastic wrap that tears and sticks together anymore. Beeswax wraps are good for the environment, last a long time, and save you money in the long run. You can buy them online or make your own at home. Number 6. Roast your own coffee with a popcorn popper. Like fresh coffee, the Amish have a great trick that lets you skip the pricey machines and still get taste like a barista. Any old air popcorn popper is used to roast the green coffee beans. That's the same one you use for movie night. You can get cheap green beans online and just put them in the popper. In a few minutes, boom, you have freshly roasted coffee. It has a wonderful smell. It tastes even better. It's also a lot cheaper than buying it at the store. There are no machines that use a lot of power or expensive gourmet blends. Just old-fashioned flavour that is roasted in minutes. Allow the popcorn machine to do its job. Not long from now, you'll hear the beans start to pop and crackle like popcorn. What about the smell? It's rich, deep, and impossible to resist. Put the beans on a tray or plate to cool down after the popping stops. After that, just grind them like you always do. Goodbye. You have freshly roasted coffee prepared the way you like it. You decide how light, medium, or dark it is. How about the taste? It's much better than store-bought mixes. This is something that Amish people have done for many years. Not any fancy machines. There are no fancy tools. A simple air popper and some time are all you need. You will never want to go back to the shopping aisle after trying this. For a lot less money, it makes a huge difference in taste right away. A small change can add a lot of taste and save you a lot of money. Number 7. Make your own vanilla extract. These days, it feels like liquid gold to buy real vanilla extract. Some small bottles cost more than a whole rack of spices. The Amish, on the other hand, have a better way that is cheaper, cleaner, and surprisingly easy. This is how they do it. Pick up a clean glass bottle. A mason jar or an old vanilla bottle will work. Make a long cut down the middle of a few whole vanilla beans and drop them into the jar. Now add some cheap vodka or any clear booze that has at least 35% alcohol by volume. Goodbye. Place the bottle somewhere cool and dark. Every few days, shake it. You'll have a rich, dark, homemade vanilla extract that is full of natural taste after about 8 weeks. Plus, the best part is that you can keep adding more alcohol and beans when it gets low. One batch can last for years. You make it yourself, so there are no chemicals, plastic bottles, or overpriced labels. Just real taste. The store-bought vanilla will never taste as good after you try this homemade vanilla. Number 8. Freeze lemon zest. Before it goes bad, have you ever bought a bag of lemons, eaten one, and then left the rest to rot in the fridge? We've all been there. The Amish don't throw away food like that. They freeze the taste before it goes bad. How to do it? Take a lemon and grate off the yellow skin. Be careful not to grate off the sharp white part below. It tastes like pure orange in that zest. Put about half of it into each part of an ice cube tray. After that, put either water or olive oil on top of each slot and freeze. Place the ice cubes in a freezer bag and freeze them. You can use them whenever you want a lemon taste. You can add a cube right to soups, stir-fries, salad sauces, marinades, or baked goods. There's no need to thaw it first, it melts right into the dish. You won't have to throw away rotten lemons, which will save you time, money, and heartache. The Amish love it because it turns trash into cash. You'll never throw away another lemon peel after this. Number 9. Use banana peels to polish silverware. What if the part of the banana you normally throw away could clean your silverware? This strange green trick has been used by the Amish for years, and it works better than most store-bought cleaners. This is how it's done. Flip a ripe banana peel over so that the inside is facing outward. If your silver is tarnished, you can use the soft white part to clean spoons, forks, tables, or anything else. The shine will come back almost right away. When you're done, all you have to do is wipe it down with a wet cloth and dry it with a soft towel. Why does this work then? The rust is mostly silver sulfide, and the potassium in the peel reacts with it to gently lift it off. No harsh chemicals are needed. It's great for when your silver looks dull after a big family meal and you don't want to spend a lot of money on shine. It's not expensive. It makes sense. There is no loss, and what you find will shock you. Number 10. Grow your own spices on a sunny windowsill. That little jar of basil, thyme, or rosemary at the store can cost $5 to $10. Spices can quietly drain your bank account. The Amish don't do any of that because they grow their own inside. You can still do this if you don't have a backyard or live in a small room. How to do it? Find a spot that gets sun. Get some dirt and some small pots. Basil, rosemary, parsley, and thyme are some seeds or starter plants that you can grow. Plant herbs and water them often. In a few weeks, you'll have fresh herbs that you can cut up and add to your food. There are no dates for expiring, drying, or grinding. Just real, live flavour when you need it. Herbs that you grow yourself not only smell and taste better than dried ones, but they are also stronger and more potent. And to be honest, there is a special peace in the kitchen when you watch your herbs grow on the windowsill. It's a small daily lesson to depend on yourself. Number 11. Soak your own beans instead of buying canned. When you look at the price, the amount of salt, and the preservatives in canned beans, you might not want to buy them. You'll understand why the Amish like dry beans after you try them. It's easy. Put a cup of dried beans in a large bowl of water overnight. The beans can be any kind, like black, kidney, navy, or other. About 3 inches of water should be around the beans. Drain, rinse, and cook them in new water after 8 to 12 hours. To make it taste better, add a bay leaf or an onion. Simmer them on low heat for about an hour to 2 hours, based on the type. That's it. No cans, not any chemicals, just tasty food that doesn't cost too much. A few dollars gets you a 1-pound bag of dry beans that can be cooked up to 6 cups. That's a lot more than what you get from a can. It's also easier to digest beans that have been soaked, and you can decide how much salt you use. If you eat a lot of beans, moving to dry ones could save you a lot of money every month. Number 12. Use old underwear to keep onions fresh. Doesn't it sound strange? However, Amish homes are full of strange ideas like this. Onions are tied in clean, old pantyhose so they don't grow or get mushy. They put in one onion and then tie a knot. Another knot an onion. Put a nail in the closet wall or kitchen wall and hang it there. Because the tights let air flow around each bulb, they stay dry and fresh for months. Do you want to get one? Cut just below the knot. Not any loss. Don't use plastic. Don't leave onions in the back of the drawer to go bad. Number 13. Tenderize meat with apple cider vinegar. There are times when tough cuts of meat feel like rubber boots to chew on. You sear and cook slowly, and it's still tough or stiff. Apple cider vinegar is a simple kitchen item that the Amish use to solve this problem. How it works? Just add a spoonful or 2 of apple cider vinegar to your marinade when you're getting ready to cook tougher, cheaper cuts of meat like flank steak, pork shoulder, or chicken thighs. Soak the meat for at least 30 minutes before cooking it. That's it. The vinegar's natural acids break down the tough meat fibres in a way that doesn't change the taste. This makes the meat soft and juicy. Also, it's not going to taste like vinegar. It doesn't make things taste sour. Instead, it adds a slight tang that makes everything taste better. Not any chemicals, no meat tenderizers from the shop. You probably already have that one bottle on a shelf. This method has been used by Amish cooks for generations because it works every time, is cheap, and is especially good for smaller cuts. You will never waste money on fancy marinades again after you try this. Number 14. Turn veggie scraps into rich homemade broth. The taste we use in food is lost every time we cook. Garlic peels, onion skins, carrot tops. It all ends up in the trash. But not in Amish kitchens. They make tasty vegetable broth from those scraps, so there is no waste, no added tastes, and no need to buy it in a box. How to do it? Place a bag or box in the freezer. You can add the carrot ends, celery stalks, onion skins, herb stems, garlic pieces, and even potato peels every time you chop vegetables. Put everything in a big pot when your bag is full. Put water over it. Let it cook slowly for an hour or two. Put pressure on it. Wait for it to cool down. After that, put the broth in jars and put them in the fridge. You can also freeze it in amounts and use them later. Goodbye. You just made a free, rich and tasty broth at home. The Amish make soups, gravies, sauces and stews with this broth. It tastes 10 times better than anything in a can and is full of good things for you. The best part is that you're changing trash into treasure. You'll never look at vegetable peels the same way again after you start saving them. Number 15. Bake your own bread and taste the difference. Store-bought bread is handy, but it's not always good. A lot of the time it's dry, full of chemicals, and doesn't taste like much. The Amish have a great secret. They make their own bread, not with fancy tools or hard-to-follow recipes, but with love, basic, supplies, and some time. To begin, follow these steps. Salt, sugar, yeast, and warm water should all be mixed together. Allow the dough to get bigger. Shape it. Let it go up again. After that, bake it until the kitchen smells great. Not any extras, not any trash bags, just real bread that you make yourself. Also, guess what? Even with good ingredients, a homemade loaf is very cheap. You can bake 2 or 3 at once and freeze the rest. They do this every week because it saves them money, feeds a lot of people, and makes the house feel warm and cozy. When you eat that first slice, hot from the oven with some butter, what do you think? I can't stand store-bought bread any longer. Number 16. Use companion planting to get rid of garden pests naturally. Most people use sprays or chemicals to get rid of bugs in the yard. But what about the Amish? They use plants to keep plants safe. It's called partner planting, and it's a natural way to keep pests away. How it works? Bugs stay away from close crops when certain plants give off smells or chemicals that do this. As an example, nematodes and aphids will stay away from veggies that have marigolds nearby. When you put basil next to peppers, it keeps mosquitoes and flies away. Putting chives around apple trees will keep fungus and some pests away. You don't need to buy pesticides, dangerous sprays, or go to the yard store every week. It only takes some thought and the right plants to go together. Plus, some of these friends don't just watch out for each other, they also help each other get better. The well-known 3 sisters, corn, beans and squash, are a great example. Beans can climb up corn, beans make the earth better, and squash keeps weeds out. This is something the Amish have known for a long time, and now you can too. It's easy, safe, and can be used in a small yard or a balcony with just a few pots. Number 17. Keep the seeds from old plants. When people cut up fruits and vegetables, They usually throw away the seeds along with the scraps. But the Amish see seeds for what they really are, gold that lives on. You won't have to buy seeds again next year if you save the seeds from heirloom plants. It saves you money every year and keeps your food process going strong. Those who grow tomatoes, peppers, cucumbers, or squash need to do this even more. This is how it works. Pick the fruits that are best for you from the best plants. Take the seeds out. Make sure they are clean and dry well. Put them away in a cool, dry place with clear labels. That's it. You now have your own seed bank. The Amish have been farming and gardening with these seeds for many years. Why? Because heirloom types don't need store-bought hybrids or GMOs. They taste better and grow stronger. You can feel more connected to your food when you save seeds, and you'll always be ready to grow, even if the store is closed. Number 18. Use salt and lemon to clean wooden cutting boards. Don't bother with fancy sprays or strong chemicals. Salt and lemon are two natural things that the Amish use to clean their wooden cutting boards. Cover the board with coarse salt. Next, cut a lemon in half and use the cut side as a sponge to clean the surface. The salt gets rid of dirt and smells. The lemon makes the air smell fresh and clean. Clean the board with a wet cloth and let it dry outside. It will be clean, fresh, and free of chemicals. Number 19. Procure extra food. You know how hard it is when you have a garden. One week you only have a few vegetables, and the next week you have a lot of them. Peppers, tomatoes, and onions all ripen at the same time. The Amish handle this in a smart way. They ferment it. There's more than just pickles. Yes. With this method, you can keep vegetables crisp without using a fridge or freezer, and the natural probiotics will help your gut stay healthy. How it works: get cabbage, carrots, green beans, pickles, and even hot peppers and cut them up. Put them in a clean glass jar and pack them down tight. Salt and water should be added. Garlic or dill can be added for taste. Leave the jar out on the counter for a few days to a week. The good bacteria start to process the food on their own. No power, not any chemicals. Preservation of nature in the old-fashioned way. As a result, you can eat these sour and crunchy vegetables all winter long. Fermenting is great for people who grow their own food, buy it at farmers' markets, or just don't like throwing away fresh food. It's simple, cheap, and tastes great. Plus, you can't get that taste in a shop. 20. Herbs that are dry and packed in brown paper bags. It's great to have fresh herbs like rosemary, basil, or thyme, but they get gross and wilty on your counter after a while. The answer is to dry the herbs, but it's messy and takes a long time to do that. The Amish? They know a better way. Put dried herbs in brown paper bags. To do it, wash your greens and let them dry in the air for a while. With a rubber band, bundle some leaves together and put them in a clean brown paper bag. Poke a few holes in the bag so air can flow through it. Close the top and hang it up somewhere dry, like on a shelf in the garage, basement, or closet. The flowers will be completely dry in about 2 weeks. They can be broken up in the bag and put in a jar. No mess on the counter. Dust-free. No special tools needed. Anyone who grows herbs or gets a lot of fresh ones will love this method. You can get flavour that lasts for a long time without using power, dehydrators, or making a mess. Just clean herbs that smell good and last for months. 21st. Put fruit away with honey instead of sugar. Most people make jam or syrup out of fruit that has been preserved with a lot of sugar. The Amish, on the other hand, use raw honey and do it better. It tastes better, lasts longer, and doesn't need to be chilled. Plus, it's healthy. To do this, put soft foods like apples, berries, or peaches into a clean jar. Cover the fruit with raw honey until it's all gone. Put the jar in a cool, dark place like a pantry or basement and seal it up. Honey naturally pulls water out of the air, which stops bacteria from growing. You get sweet fruit that has been stored and will stay good for months without any added sugar or gear for cooking. This tip works great if you grow your own fruit, buy a lot of it, or don't like throwing away food. The best part? There is no waste because the honey also gets fruit taste added to it. It tastes like summer in the middle of winter when you put it on oatmeal, yogurt, or toast. 22nd, put potatoes in the same drawer as apples to stop them from sprouting. Potatoes are great until they begin to sprout in the fridge. It has long white shoots, soft spots, or that strange green skin. Not great. But here's a strange Amish fix. Put apples in the fridge with the potatoes. It works, even though it sounds weird. A gas called ethylene is given off by apples. That gas makes it take longer for potatoes to grow. There are no rules for where to put the apples. Just put them in a cool, dark and dry place. Your potatoes will stay fresh, firm and free of sprouts for a lot longer. It's kind of like having a secret tool when you buy a lot of these hacks. Don't use sprays. Not a tool. Natural storage that works is all that is needed. Secret 23. You can keep cheese fresh without a fridge if you use vinegar and a cloth. Are you sick of taking out a block of cheese only to find it mouldy, dry, or ruined beyond saving? Putting things in plastic wrap might make them dry more slowly, but it actually keeps water in and makes them go bad faster. The Amish do things differently. They've been using vinegar and cloth to keep cheese fresh for weeks, even when it's not in the fridge. How it works? Choose a clean cotton item, like an old handkerchief or flour sack towel. First soak it in white vinegar for a second, then squeeze it out so it's still damp but not dripping. Now, use the cloth to wrap your block of cheese. You can use cheddar, Gouda, or any other semi-hard cheese. Seal it up or put it in a storage bag that you can use again and again. Then put it in your pantry or root cellar's coolest spot. Mould grows more slowly and the cheese doesn't dry out because the vinegar makes a natural shield. There is no plastic or chemical used, just old-fashioned storage. This way is great if you live off the grid or buy cheese in bulk. You won't have to throw away half a block of cheese ever again. Number 24. Clay pots that work like natural fridges. It might seem impossible to keep food cool without power, but the Amish do it all the time. For generations, they've used clay pots, which is a very simple method that works amazingly well. These aren't just decorations, they're also good for keeping you cool. Do these things. Take 2 clay pots that aren't finished. One should be a little smaller than the other. Put the little one inside the big one. Put wet sand or damp newspaper in the space between them. Every day, add water to the sand to keep it wet. You can now put your food inside the inner pot. This could be butter, yogurt, fruits, or spices. Put a wet cloth or lid over it. It is normal for the water in the sand to evaporate, which cools the inner pot. With this easy setup, the temperature inside the pot can drop by a few degrees. This way is great for the Amish because it is quiet, good for the environment, and doesn't need electricity. If you live somewhere hot or just want to use your fridge less, this is a great idea. There is no noise, no bills, and no technology. Just cool, fresh food kept the same way people did 1,000 years ago. 25. Use sand and wax paper to keep butter fresh. When the power goes out or it's hot outside, butter goes bad very fast. A lot of people put it in the fridge or, even worse, leave it out on the table. But what about the Amish? They use wax paper and sand, which are not connected to the grid, to keep butter fresh for weeks. It's weird, but it works. How to do it? Don't use plastic wrap to wrap your stick of butter. Use clean wax paper instead. Plastic wrap keeps wetness in. After that, put it in a cloth bag or sock to keep sand and dirt out. Put it in a bucket of dry, clean sand and bury it. The bucket should be kept somewhere cool and in the shade, like a basement or pantry. Since the sand keeps the butter from getting too hot, it stays soft without going bad. There won't be any melting or sour smell, just fresh butter when you need it. It's great for people who live off the grid or are stocking up for situations. No electricity, no plastic tubs, and no waste. Just old-fashioned butter that stays fresh. Number 26. Use old glass jars to store food without making any waste. Plastic bins leak, break, and smell bad. But Amish homes are full of glass jars, not just mason jars. There are also old jam and pickle jars everywhere. It's used to store everything, like sugar, spices, dried beans, and even leftovers. Being clear, glass doesn't stain or hold smells, and you can always see what's inside. Reusing the jars from your food is also good for the environment and doesn't cost anything. That kind of common sense is useful in every home, not just the ones from 100 years ago. Number 27. It only costs a penny to sharpen blender blades. Does your blender have trouble with frozen food or sauces that are too thick? It might not be broken, but it's just dull. You don't even have to get a new one or take this one apart. The Amish know how to fix it. They use a penny. How it works? Put a clean penny, a cup of water, and a small amount of dish soap into the mixer. First, turn it up to high. Goodbye. As the penny spins, it lightly scrapes the blades, which helps get rid of gunk and makes them sharp again. It doesn't hurt the blades. In fact, it makes them shine. If your blender has lost its power, this hack is great. You only need a coin and some water. No repair kits or blade sharpeners are needed. You'll never see loose change the same way again after you try it. Number 28. For perfect cakes, don't use spray. Instead, use butter and parchment paper. Have you ever baked a cake that wouldn't come off the pan or broke apart? It destroys the moment, especially after all the work that went into it. A non-stick oil is what most people use, but the Amish use parchment paper and butter, which always works perfectly. This is what you do. Make a circle out of parchment paper the size of the bottom of your cake pan. First, lightly butter the inside of the pan, and then press the paper into place. Add a little butter to the sides as well. This mix makes a smooth release that can't be matched by non-stick spray. Once your cake is done and has cooled, it just pops out. There's no need to scrape, mess, or break it up. That's why Amish cooks have been using this method for decades to make beautiful cakes. It's easy to use, doesn't cost much, and always produces great results. Number 29. Charcoal briquettes can get rid of fridge smells right away. We've all opened the fridge and taken the milk out. And then that strange, funky smell hits you right in the nose. It could be old food or something like forgotten takeout. It smells bad either way. A lot of people just throw in a box of baking soda and hope for the best. But what about the Amish? They have a better and faster solution, and you already have charcoal briquettes in your shed. That's the same kind you use for cooking. The trick is this. Get some charcoal briquettes that haven't been used yet. Make sure they are plain and not covered in lighter fluid or chemicals. Use a small bowl, a cloth bag that lets air flow, or even an old sock. After that, put that in the fridge. Because charcoal is so porous, it soaks up smells like a sponge. Plus, unlike baking soda, it works almost right away. Not only does it hide the smell, it gets rid of it. Not any chemicals, not any cool tools, no more strange fridge smells, just clean air. It's okay to throw away old briquettes in your yard or compost after a few weeks if the smell comes back. They're good for the soil too. This Amish trick is great for people who don't like chemical sprays, want to save money, or just want their fridge to smell like nothing. Number 30. Hang garlic in braids to keep it fresh and stylish. Garlic is great in the kitchen, but it can be a pain to store. Put it away in a drawer. It grows. Wrap it up in plastic. It takes shape. Forget about it. It goes into the back of the cupboard and is gone. The Amish. Their idea is both smart and pretty. Braid your garlic and hang it near the stove. How it works? Let the garlic dry for a few days after you pick it or buy it with the leaves still on. Then, twist 3 stalks together into a loose knot. Keep adding more stalks as you go. Hang the braid on a hook near the stove or on the kitchen wall. Make sure it's not in direct sunlight or heat, and make sure air can flow through it. It stays dry, fresh, and mold-free for months with this method. Also, you can always get to it while cooking, so you don't have to dig around or throw away soft cloves. It's useful, pretty, and just plain smart. The best way to store food when you're not connected to the internet is in braided garlic. Not any trash bags. Don't grow, don't waste. Here are 30 Amish cooking tips that the grocery shops don't want you to know. This isn't just an old list of tips. These are real, useful tips that will save you money, cut down on waste, and help you get the most out of every item. In order to soften brown sugar with bread, using a penny to sharpen blender blades to keep the butter in the sand from going bad. Each and every trick here shows one strong truth. Simple wins every time. That's how the Amish live, and now you can too. Anyone who read these tips and thought, wow, I need to try that, please click the like button right now. It helps the channel a lot. Have any of these been tried before? Do you know a secret way to cook that your grandmother taught you? Feel free to leave it in the comments. I love learning from you too. Don't forget to subscribe and tap the bell button to make sure you don't miss any more videos with Amish tips, off-grid tricks, and smart kitchen hacks that still work today. Thanks for watching, and remember that kitchens with simple tools are often where the best cooking secrets are kept.